Hello there, friends, and welcome to episode 80 of That One Gaming Podcast. My name is Colin, but I'm otherwise known as Delicious Morsels, and here with me today is Lucas, aka Carn Evil 9. How's Lucas doing today?
I have twice as many kids as the last episode.
Whoa, they're multiplying.
They are.
They're gonna take over.
Grow the nanobots.
Anyway, we've also got Neal here, better known as BMK89. How's Neal today?
I'm doing pretty swell.
Swell indeed. If you're new to this podcast, welcome. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, or one of the many other podcasting platforms out there where the three of us get together every other week to talk about a variety of topics in the world of gaming. And this week, we are going to be discussing the seemingly ever-increasing cost of gaming. I don't think this is going to be a very bright and cheery episode.
No.
But yeah, game prices keep going up when they used to like go down over time. Now they're just like, hey, this console is like 5 years old now. Let's charge more for it. Yeah. Business. Yeah. Gamers. They'll buy it. Anyway, that's
yeah.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if this doesn't already indicate the tone of this episode, anyway, before we get into it, we like to talk about the games that we've been playing since the last episode, which was a little while ago. You may have noticed, but we're back.
Sorry about that, folks. Multiplying children.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, Lucas, what have you been playing that has caused your children to multiply? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that. What games have you been playing?
Yep. Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about that game on the podcast. Let's see. I think going all the way back, was still playing Final Fantasy 4, or was it 2?
They'll never know.
Yep. Yeah, I'd been working on a playthrough of Final Fantasy 4 Pixel Remaster, and I believe I left off. I was going through the cave with the Sylph in it.
Yes, Sylph Cavern or something like that.
Something like that. I'd just finished going through the realm of summoned monsters. We got
Ashra and Leviathan. Yeah.
And decided to go straight to the cavern itself afterwards before I lose Kane, because you can do that out of order, sort of. Like you can do the initial traversal of the dungeon and before you lose Kane at that point. What a shocker, Kane betrays you.
What?
Allegedly.
Wizards. So yeah, that's what I was working on there. Then, while we're still in the hospital post-delivery, I managed to squeeze in a playthrough of Metroid Fusion.
Nice.
So, I was in the mood for some Metroid, and that's linear enough that I don't have to get super distracted by traversal of things. So, also, insert joke about the baby.
Maybe.
And then, our daughter had about a 2-week NICU stay, and I spent a lot of my evenings for that playing Phantasy Star Online.
Surprise.
Yeah, I jumped back on Affinia for a little bit, and started working on a hard mode difficulty playthrough with my Hucasil Vecna. I'm almost finished up with the story quests for it, and I'm thinking after that, I'm probably going to start moving my characters from Devaloka to Fadra, as Devaloka is kind of like the classic mode, like it's a sort of 1-to-1 setup of how Blue Burst was balanced before the original servers shut down, whereas Fadra has that quality of life stuff added in to sort of maintain Blue Burst as a, like, well, I mean, it's 25-year-old MMO, but, add some quality of life stuff to it to, give it a little more modern of a feel, like EXP boosts and rare encounter or enemy encounter boosts and rare item drop boosts and other fun stuff like that. Because really, if I want to play originally balanced PSO, I can just fire up my GameCube.
Yeah.
So why not have a little fun with it? And also, the whole reason we started out on Devaloka in the first place was to sort of capture that feel for how the game played back then, and less of the modern experience, I suppose, when we did the that one game episode.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Nice. What has Neal been playing?
I also have been I also have been playing Final Fantasy 4 or 2 or 5 or 7, whatever you want to call it. The one with Cecil. We're playing Final Fantasy with Cecil.
Cecil.
Cecil, is it?
Cecil.
It's got to be Cecil, right?
Cecil.
Cesium.
I don't believe you, Colin. You're lying.
Play the DS version. They say Cecil.
I hate that.
I hate Cecil. And it bothers me because in Dissidia, I think it was Dissidia, in one of the games where he's just a cameo character, they call him Cecil. And I hate it because the actual version of Final Fantasy IV with voice acting refers to him as Cecil. And that's how I've always said it anyway.
It's gonna sound really weird, but that reminds me of something from out of the old show Reboot. Because that's the name of the bartender at Steiner is Cecil, but everyone calls him Cecil, and he insists that it's pronounced Cecil.
There it is.
Yep.
Thanks, Reboot. Anyway.
Right. Well, anyway, Kane has betrayed me twice, I guess. Allegedly betrayed me. We're not sure yet. Hasn't gone through the courts.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I haven't completely figured it out. But yeah, he shows up at the, what is it, Fabul? Is takes out Cecil. And then he's later he gets on their airship and is if you get the Earth Crystal, you can have Rosa. And so, yeah, I guess that's 2 betrayals. We'll see how many more, or I will see. You guys obviously know.
2 betrayals. That sounds familiar. What's that from?
It's not a thing. That's a game.
Oh, it's a level in Halo 2.
Yeah.
No, not Halo 2. Halo 1.
Halo 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah. It's why does that sound familiar? Because it's another thing that's been ingrained in my head since childhood.
Indeed.
Speaking of ingrained in my head since childhood, I have also been playing Sonic X Shadow Generations. I think I was
Sonic.
Because let's see, I got it in May. Yeah, I'm still only playing Sonic Generations because I want to properly beat that half of the game before I play the Shadow section. But yeah, that's going pretty well. I'm not completely 100%ing it, but getting all the S ranks and all the acts, finding all the Chow, finding all the red rings. The cool thing about doing the side missions is that you unlock music tracks, and that's super cool because then you can go through Green Hill Zone while listening to Live and Learn.
Hell yeah.
It's actually super cool. I don't know if they planned this, but the there's always a countdown right before Sonic starts, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go. And it just happens that the timing of Live and Learn, as soon as the guitars kick in, when the music revs up, is right when you get control and Sonic can blast off. It's super cool.
Nice.
So even though Live and Learn is not one of my most favorite Crush 40 songs, it's nice. I used it a lot in Green Hills for that particular reason. But yeah, Rooftop Run is still the best zone in the game. I'm glad it's early on in Unleashed because I'm super curious how it plays in Unleashed. But that's for the future. Also, I haven't been playing this, but I got a copy of Shadow 05, as it's now being called. The original
5.
Shadow 5. But yeah, the original Shadow the Hedgehog game with the guns.
I can make trauma with a gun.
Yeah, that's an interesting game. I just tested the disc. Yeah, and profanity. He says "damn" a lot, and also the line of "You're going straight to hell," said the cartoon hedgehog. But yeah, I just tested the disc, so I just played a little bit into Westopolis just to make sure because I bought it online.
Yeah,
and that sort of thing. But the menu in that game, when you select something, whatever, start game, the sound effects, instead of being like a little bleep or something, are gunshots.
Nice.
Wow.
It's incredibly unnecessarily edgy, and I love it. But yeah. So that's what I've been doing. Sonic, Shadow, and Cecil.
Yeah.
Colin, what have you been playing?
Not a whole lot.
Somebody's been
somewhere in there in the last month. I did finish my Ghost of Tsushima replay, so I'm ready for Ghost of Yotei next month. That's probably the game I'm looking forward to playing the most for the rest of the year. Yeah. But after that, did I go right into this after that? I don't. What did I play after Tsushima? I don't remember what I played after Tsushima. No. Whatever. Anyway, at some point after Tsushima, there might have been a game in between these. I don't remember what it was. But I also played through Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles 2, which is the sequel to the first game, and it picks up from right where the last game left off, which is at the start of season 3, and goes all the way to where the anime is currently sitting at right now, which is the end of season 5, right before the Infinity Castle movie that I am seeing 2 days from now. And I am very excited for that because Demon Slayer is incredible. This game doesn't change a whole lot gameplay wise over the original game. It's really just like tightening up the core systems. It adds a ton of new characters to play as and just like different variations and movesets and stuff. Now Tanjiro has like 4 different, maybe 5 different movesets depending on where it's at in the game, where the first game, since it was still pretty early on in the series, he only had like I think 3 different movesets. But yeah, it's really, really good. The gameplay feels incredible, especially once you get into like the actual like get out of the story mode and start messing around in the versus mode and stuff, where you actually get to like pick your partner. A lot of times in the story mode, you don't have a partner because you didn't have a partner at that point in the story, so you're fighting everyone solo, so you don't really get to take advantage of the partner mechanics a lot in the story. But yeah, it's real good. Really, really good arena fighting game. Highly recommend it, especially if you like Demon Slayer, because those games are a fantastic way to get through watching the anime again, because they basically cover most of the time it's like you're just watching an episode of the anime, but it's animated in cell shaded 3D and it looks fantastic. It's like what they've done with the cell shaded animation in these games is, in a way, just as impressive as what the anime did with its animation to begin with. They're good games. And then, yeah, the Kingdom Hearts streams they're back.
They're back.
Yeah, yeah. Last week I played through. Get ready for this. Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. End title.
Huh.
Yeah, so this is basically, it's pretty much a tech demo for the Kingdom Hearts 3 game engine. I think that would have been Unreal 4. I think they changed it to. I don't know. I'm not the person to talk to about that. I'm not like that. It's a question for Jazzy, which he will confirm as soon as he hears this in our Discord that you can join from the link below.
Yep.
So that way you can get that confirmation also if you didn't know. But yeah, it takes place after Birth by Sleep, and it follows Aqua and her navigation of this dark place that she was in, trying to rescue Terra, and basically links up to the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3, essentially. So it's also only like, I think I beat it in like 2.5 hours. It's a very condensed experience. I really liked it. The new gameplay engine feels really good. And also more time playing as Aqua is also very appreciated. Aqua is best girl. But yeah, so that means tomorrow, the day that this episode's going live, that means I'm starting Kingdom Hearts 3.
Hey!
For the first time ever. We made it. We made it.
Incredible.
I just needed a very, very long break after Dream Drop Distance.
Killed your love for the series.
Oh my god. It didn't, I wouldn't go that far, but it definitely, I needed a break. Yeah. My good friend and vocalist in my band, air quotes band, Kasane Teto, has something she'd like to share right now regarding Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
She's joining the chat. Get ready, guys.
Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is not a good game.
Okay, thanks, Teto. Yeah, so that's what I've been playing. Yeah. It's time for Hey Listeners.
Hey, listen!
Hey. Okay. Yeah, so the overall tone of the episode, yeah. So, yeah.
Welcome to
turns
depression.
out people don't like when things get more expensive, and well, yeah. I'm kind of inclined to agree with that. So we got 3 write-ins this week. Our first one comes from an anonymous listener. You don't know who they are? I don't know who they are. They're just their words just magically appeared upon my paper that I'm reading from. That's actually on my screen because it's a Google document.
Yep.
No idea who wrote this, but
They've infiltrated
these out.
They've infiltrated our work document and typed this in. We don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is. It says anonymous right there. It's right there. It says anonymous.
Yep.
So it could be anyone. It could be anonymous or just an anonymous person. But yeah, anyway, so they write, "Oh man, do not get me started. I know I'm no expert. I know I probably don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. So take this as just me venting off steam and not fact. Okay, look, I know they need to pay the people that make the games and all, but this is just greed at its finest. It's the mindset that we will just pay anything to play the games, so they push the limits. And they are right, unfortunately. Until we stop buying them altogether, they are just going to keep pushing the limits of things. This is mostly my response to the Nintendo price hike that has set the new standard. There are some games out there on Steam that are much more reasonably priced, but the large companies, they're pushing it too far." Thank you, anonymous person. Our next write-in comes from a not anonymous person. It's from Jazzy, who writes, "Honestly, I agree with everything the previous anonymous listener said. Somehow Jazzy was able to read this document. We're probably gonna have a chat about that later because I don't remember giving him access to this. Anyway, Jazzy continues. I was already a little peeved at Sony and Microsoft for raising prices for the current gen hardware, but Nintendo raising them again just feels like a slap in the face. Funny how they were charging $80 for Mario Kart World standalone, but it was only $50 when bundled with the Switch 2. I know companies don't have a ton of say over the current economic situation and all that, but it's still wild to me that console prices have gone up since they launched 5 years ago. I don't think that's happened in the entire history of video games, but correct me if I'm wrong. Then companies like Team Cherry prove you don't need this insane $300 million plus budget for games that release at over $70 to make good quality games. Silksong for $20 in this day and age is an absolute steal. Parentheses. Play Silksong, people. I promise it's worth it. End parentheses. Thank you, Jazzy. And our last write-in comes from B-Man12HK, who says, I'm going to keep it short and simple. Games should not cost over $80 unless it's a special edition that comes with some sort of physical limited item, like a figurine, steelbook, etc. They especially shouldn't be $80 if I buy the game physically and the game isn't even on the disc. Don't get me started. Yeah. Thank you for your write-ins, guys. Now for the main topic, the cost of gaming.
So yeah, the whole not on the disc thing is ridiculous.
Yes.
I hate that. Because like, I saw this somewhere on the net. Somebody's pointing out that like the reason digital games are nice is because you don't have to swap out your cartridge. You can just bring your Switch. You don't have to have each game you had physically. So that makes it easier to switch between games. The benefit of physical, obviously, is you have a physical cartridge, and it's not going away if any service goes down. But the game key cards, you have to have your physical copy there, and you need the service.
Uh-huh.
It's got the worst of both.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're touching on key cards now, because I was going to bring it up anyway. Literally probably one of the worst forms of e-waste that we have ever seen. And I am not being hyperbolic here. They're such a pointless waste. They are worse than a code in a box. They are useless as a preservative for those games. Like, what are we doing, Nintendo?
Yeah.
Who thought that this was what physical game collectors and just people that prefer physical media, who thought that this was a good solution? Who? It's like
it's not.
It's like you're buying a physical piece of plastic that you have to insert into your system, and then that calls to a server to download the game that should just be on the cartridge to begin with. But then, okay, so I downloaded a digital game. That means it's all completely stored on my system. I should be good to go, right? I don't need this cartridge anymore. Wrong.
Yeah.
You still need the cartridge. And even though, like, and then, like, say your internet goes out.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine for a while, but if it's out for a long period of time, every now and then your Switch console needs to check. At least this is how the Switch 1 works for like the retro games on Switch Online. You can verify that you have your membership, and then you can play them offline for X amount of days before it has to call to the server to verify again.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong here. I do not own a Switch 2 because I have not had reason to buy one yet, partially because all of the games that I'll be interested in are not really available physically.
Yep.
At this current point in time.
What do you know? It's more expensive than the Switch 1 by a lot.
Yes.
By 50%.
But like, so I could be wrong about this. They could have changed how that works, but I don't see why they would. So if you buy a game key card and you lose access to internet long enough for that need to check on the server goes out again, then what? Now you can't play the game that you have a physical cartridge inserted into your console for. Now, I could be wrong, and it could be, well, at that point, once you download it, it's only checking to see if the cartridge is in. It's not having to call out to a server. I could be wrong about that. Like I said, I don't own one. I think just like game key cards as a whole are a terrible waste and a terrible technology.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong about the very specifics and how they function, but they're still, that doesn't make them a good product because they're not. They are almost unanimously shat upon by everyone.
Yep.
Actually, I've never seen anyone defend them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Like
Wild.
even people that advocate for digital games are like, what is this garbage?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's like like you said, Neal, it's like the advantage of digital games is you don't have to carry around a bunch of cartridges or discs. It's all there on your system. You just take your system with you and you go.
Mm-hmm.
The advantage of physical media is having that physical product that is always going to be there. It's not going to go away. They can't just suddenly decide, well, some arbitrary thing, you broke our TOS, so now we've revoked access to your digital copy. Like, none of that you ever have to worry about. But then you have this abomination that's like, requires a digital download, but also that digital download doesn't function without this physical key card. No.
Mhm.
And on top of that, they're charging $70, $80 for these things.
Yeah.
Why?
And that is completely unnecessary. It's kind of a recurring joke when the whole like key card debacle first hit. I actually went on Newegg, and for about the same MSRP as what a Switch 2 game was retailing at the time, you can get a 1 terabyte NVMe 2230 drive, like 1 terabyte capacity. With the M.2 2230 drives are like the little tiny 30 millimeter ones that aren't a whole lot bigger than, say, an SD card or a Switch game cartridge. So it's not really an issue of cost. Like, you could fit a terabyte into that sort of form factor. You could have the whole game in that form factor. But
Well, yeah, like here's the problem also stems from the fact that I think the only cartridge capacity available from Nintendo right now is 64 gigabytes, which means games that are significantly smaller than that would be paying for more space than they need. But suck it up, Buttercup. Like the like Nintendo should offer more options, but they aren't. They
Tales of
offer
Symphonia on the GameCube came on 2 discs, and I would be more happy putting 2 Switch cartridges into my console for 1 game than I would be a key card.
Well, it's not even like that games that would be over capacity. It's just that so many would fall under that, and that's why these like third-party companies are like, well, our game is only 20 gigabytes. We don't need the extra 44 gigabytes, but we have this key card option that's extremely cheap for us, but we can still charge full price for our game. So look at all these profits we rake in.
Yeah. It's all profit driven and it all sucks.
Yeah.
And it's also definitely something we've complained about on the like used market as well in our like video game collecting episodes of past.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, even retro gaming ain't cheap. We would know. Colin and I have spent our fair share of way too much money on games, especially like Earthbound and Mega Man X3.
Those were definitely games that cost dollars.
Chrono Trigger, Pokemon Platinum.
Those are definitely games that cost dollars.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemon Platinum, and then you mentioned that that NVMe drive. That NVMe drive is about the size of a DS cartridge.
It is.
So there's that. I mean, you can fit high capacity data in a small form factor like that. That shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, like that's not even necessarily like throwing shade at the Nintendo side of things. That could be directed towards like PlayStation and Xbox pretty well as well, because they're also really pushing the like go digital with their digital only versions of the consoles.
Yeah.
And games for those seem to be in like the hundreds of gigabyte territory. So even if you had them physically, you'd still have to like put in massive expansions of storage to your console or only have a couple games installed at a time digitally.
Mhm.
Well, the thing is, like, with modern consoles, the way they work is whether you own the game physically or digitally, you are installing the entire game to your hard drive.
Yeah.
And that's led to a lot of misinformation regarding physical games nowadays, because people see when they put their physical disc into their system, it starts an install function.
Mhm.
And most PS5 games will say, if you look at it, it'll say copying when that installation bar is loading. It'll say copying. That means it's copying data from the disc onto your PlayStation 5. But people will take and they'll misconstrue that bar as this is downloading something. The game isn't actually on the disc.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like in
So
every
if-
now, it's like if that game has a patch, you will later see a download bar pop up, but that
Mhm.
game is on that disc.
Yeah.
The patch is secondary.
It's like back in the day with CD-ROMs. That's exactly how
Yeah.
they would work on Windows. They'd install it from the disk, but it is on the disk.
Yeah. And honestly, that's a format that I wouldn't mind going back to, is like
Mm-hmm.
install from your install media and then maybe have like this is real old because like some games back in the Windows 98 days would be on multiple discs. You would just have the first disc of the set in your CD-ROM drive basically as like your copy protection check for it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that's like with multi-disc games even today. It's like with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like that game came on 2 discs. Those are 100 gigabyte Blu-rays, and it's on 2 of them. I think one of them is filled to capacity, and then there's I think about somewhere between 20 and 40 gigabytes on the second disc. I forget. It's been a minute, but that entire game is on those 2 discs. You put the first disc in, it installs all the data from that, tells you to put the second disc in, installs the data from the second disc, and then you swap back to the first disc, and that's your play disc.
Yep.
But
Just like
that
the
entire
good old
game,
days.
yeah, but that entire game is on there.
Yep.
Like, and somehow there were some people that were so misled by the narrative that games don't actually come on the disc anymore that they didn't really stop to think for a second. Why would Square Enix put all of the effort into like marketing the fact that the game came on 2 discs if it wasn't on those discs?
Discs, yeah.
Why would they ship out millions of copies of this game with a blank disc?
Yeah.
Why would they pay for a second disc if they weren't using it?
Yeah.
Conspiracy. Square Enix is in line with the plastic industry.
But then also, it's like you have. Here's one thing that's really bothering me about Square Enix right now, though, is like they did put that effort into making the physical version of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the PlayStation 5 worthwhile, because the game exceeded the limits of the first 100 gigabyte Blu-ray, and instead of being like, okay, we're only gonna put 40 gigabytes on the disc and then they're gonna have to download the rest, they purchased an additional disc so that way the whole game could be there when you buy it physically. But yet now the Switch 2 is out, and every single Square Enix game on the Switch 2 so far is on a keycard.
Yeah.
I don't
get it.
I don't get it. Like, part of it's on Nintendo for only offering one size traditional cartridge. But a lot more of that blame is still on the publishers for not just being like, well, it's that's what it is. Guess we'll just have to eat it.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo did more harm by just offering the key cards as an option, period, as opposed to just being like, we're only making 64 gigabyte cartridges for this thing. So if you're going to put your game physically on this system, that's the cartridge you're going to use. It probably would have led a lot of companies to just be like, well, we're just going digital only on the Switch too. But honestly, if that's what's going to happen, that's still a better alternative than key cards. As much as I do not like the push toward digital games being the primary and sole way of purchasing and playing them, like that's still better than key cards.
Yeah. It's such a anti-consumer choice.
Well, did you see also that there's a initiative within the Japanese government to preserve media, and they flat out refuse key cards. They're like,
Good.
we can't preserve these.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, that is the correct approach. Now, why don't you, the Japanese government, sit down and have a word with Nintendo about why you've made that choice? Because I feel like they can hear it. They need to hear it. Nintendo also recently put out a survey asking about basically your preferences toward purchasing games and whether you prefer to buy them physically or digitally, or if you would gift them to a friend, would you gift them a digital game or a physical game or a code in a box game or something like that. And I am willing to bet a non-insignificant amount of people that filled out that survey were like, what the are you doing with those key cards?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, that survey like blew up. It went viral.
Yeah.
It was wild. I hope that's like a message to Nintendo of like people care about this. Like there are people that didn't have Switches or Switch 2s filling out that survey. Yeah,
it's really funny. I just wonder when they got all those responses that there's somebody at Nintendo that was like really, really gung-ho about the key cards. They're like, wow, I really didn't think they were going to be that unpopular. I know somebody at Nintendo was going to think that. Like, I thought we had a home run here. Like, no.
Nope. You don't. Not at all.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and then you just we talked a lot about key cards and stuff. But as far as like the cost of things go, like it wasn't enough that they had to announce this, but also at the same time they're also like, by the way, our game prices are going up to $80.
Yeah.
Eesh.
And like with the exception of, I think literally Tears of the Kingdom was the only exception. Every single first-party Nintendo Switch 1 game was $60 or less.
Yeah. And I would like to say, I am somebody who doesn't really like buying $60 games. So there's a lot of games that I haven't touched on the Switch because of that. So $80.
Yeah.
I would love to play the new Mario Kart, but
just play Sonic Racing Cross Worlds instead.
Yeah, pretty much. But that
it has Hatsune Miku.
It does.
Day one.
And Yakuza.
Yeah, and Ichiban.
And Joker. No Phantasy Star.
And no Phantasy Star.
They're like, we're gonna specifically screw that guy.
Yeah.
But apparently, like, the beta reception has been incredible, and people are like stopping playing Mario Kart World because the beta for Cross Worlds is so good. So I'm going to be interested when reviews for the game come out, because all the people talking about the beta have been very, very positive, especially compared to Mario Kart World. They're like, now this is the kind of kart racing game experience that people wanted.
I mean, honestly, Mario Kart World, from what I've seen of it, looks fascinating. It probably would be more down my alley than regular Mario Kart. But once again, $80, $450 console.
But it's
Yeah.
only $50 if you get it with the console. That's
It's true.
already $500.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if I'm gonna buy Switch 2, it is gonna be a bundle, but like
Yeah. It's
that price range is going to stuff like computer parts and
yeah.
car repairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, is I'm actually fine with the price of the console itself,
Okay.
especially for the
Yeah.
specs and what it's able to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Like,
kind of
I don't-
within the range
yeah.
of console price.
I was expecting like a $450 price, so 500 is like it makes sense. It's expensive. I'm not downplaying that.
Mhm.
But it's within my kind of field of expectation of where it was going to end up. So I'm not really too
Okay.
bent out of shape over the price of the console itself. I mean,
Mhm.
I still haven't bought one, obviously, and price is
Yeah.
a factor in that. But
Well, I think part of it is like there are people there. The Nintendo Switch is the main one that appeals to casual fans, right?
Yeah.
And they're looking at the Switch 2 and going, "What's the difference?" The main thing they see is magnets, and it's bigger, and that's about it.
there's a 2 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What's new about it? And it's
They
50%
ruined the logo
more expensive.
with that giant
the-
number
the-
2.
Yeah, the logo's stupid, but look,
The logo is so dumb.
yeah, the Switch logo was perfect.
Like they really phoned it in with that logo. They're like, just put a big number 2 on it.
Yeah.
Call it good. It's like
Well,
Yeah.
they really phoned it in with that logo.
Yeah,
But
I feel
number 2 kind of describes the experience with it so far.
yeah.
yeah, basically.
Oh, jeez.
Here's the funny thing though, is like I had this thought earlier this week. It's like it was really funny when you look back at before they revealed the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
We were all wondering, it's like, please Nintendo, do not fumble the ball with
Mm-hmm.
the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was focused on the hardware.
Where? Yep.
Then they reveal the hardware and everyone's like, oh, cool. They didn't fumble the ball.
Yeah.
They reveal the price and everyone's like, oh, that's expensive. But still, they didn't fumble the ball with the hardware.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the software side, they're like, hey guys, you want some key cards?
Oh.
No.
So instead of the hardware where we were all like the gaming community as a whole was kind of focused on, it's like
Mm-hmm.
they ended up fumbling with the software instead.
Well, that's the weird thing is that usually Nintendo falls with the hardware and not
Yeah.
the software.
Yeah.
That's their thing. But it's not exactly like I don't think like Mario Kart Worlds. Some people are liking it, and like they're still good at making the games. It's like how does the hardware of the software? If you know what I mean.
Right. But like you think about it also, the launch lineup is technically very strong. Technically.
Mhm.
There are only 2 Nintendo first party games at launch that are exclusive to the system and they are both highly well received. Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Right, Donkey
Then-
Kong. That's the other one.
All the rest of the lineup is third party right now. And with the exception of maybe 3 games, the entire third party launch lineup, or the entire third party lineup as of right now, 3 months into the console's lifespan, is on key cards. So basically, for the physical market, the entire third party lineup for the Switch 2, for all intents and purposes, does not exist.
Yeah.
It's still not as bad as Switch 1 launch, where basically your choice was Breath of the Wild or Breath of the Wild, and granted that's Breath of the Wild, but
And 1-2 switch. Don't forget 1-2 switch.
Oh, and snipper clips.
Yeah, snipper clips.
And it was like that for a very long time, like several months.
Yeah.
But it's still
And,
so
like-
bonkers was the weird thing.
Well, yeah, it was
Because
good
everybody knew stuff
hardware
was coming
and
to
a
it.
very
Yeah.
good game.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but like you bought your Switch at launch and you had Breath of the Wild. Well, you finished Breath of the Wild, and now what? For the better half of that year, there wasn't really anything else to play.
Mm-hmm.
Toward the end of the year, you got stuff like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I think Mario Odyssey came out that year also.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got stuff toward the end of the year, but it was like in March, you got Breath of the Wild with the Switch, and then.
Yeah, that was a very weird launch because of that.
Yeah.
But like, still, people were super positive because this had come off the Wii U.
Yeah.
And
And it was new technology at the time that was really cool.
yeah,
I mean, you're
cool new
you take your
innovative
console,
technology.
you just drop it in the dock and it's up on the TV. You just lift it up. You don't have to unplug anything. You just lift it up and bam, now you're playing handheld. I mean, it was incredible.
And not only was it like new technology for the Nintendo, like nobody else had done it. Like now we have a million different Switch clones and the Steam Deck, which Switch clone, but very good Switch clone. But
the Steam
So now
Deck, the Lenovo Legion Go, the Asus ROG Ally, the MSI Claw, the whatever the GPG handhelds were, the et cetera, et cetera.
The Xbox edition of the whatever company they partnered with, the Asus, the ROG Ally Xbox thing.
Yeah.
It's basically it's a ROG Ally that we just slapped the Xbox logo on. Here's your Xbox handheld, gamers.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, we're in a totally different space now. Like we have plenty of alternative Nintendo Switches, and you're not innovating enough. So like when the Nintendo Switch came out, it was like, this is a big thing. We know we're getting more. Nintendo, despite like the Wii U being a failure, the games on it were pretty good. Most of them. You know, we had Mario Maker and
Splatoon.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yep.
Yeah. Mario Kart 8 was really good. We had Smash.
Yep.
Like everybody was really positive at the time of the launch.
It had Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. I more people were buying copies of the Switch version of Breath of the Wild than Switches were being bought, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
I remember hearing that stat.
Yeah, people because the Switch was sold out, the game wasn't. So people were that planned on buying a Switch as soon as they found one were just buying the game, so that way they had it when they got their Switch.
It's like the reverse Atari Pac-Man.
Yeah, it seems like Nintendo makes their better stuff if they're kind of on their back foot.
Yeah,
like the Switch coming off the Wii U, the Wii coming off the GameCube. They dropped the price of the 3DS because they had to, or the system wasn't going to sell.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nintendo made a new console and really ratcheted up the price compared to the old console. Sony and Microsoft over here have their old console and have ratcheted up the price.
Yeah.
What is going on there? I mean,
Yep. Welcome to video games in 2025.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when you could walk into Walmart and find a tower of GameCubes and they were just $50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah. I remember too, because that's when we got our GameCube. Well, sort of.
Yeah.
We got our GameCube when they dropped the price down to $99. But
I think mine was
still
50.
$50.
yeah.
I think I paid $40 for my GameCube, but I also bought it on eBay in 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think you can find a GameCube on eBay for $40 anymore either.
Probably
No, I think it's.
Yeah.
I happen to be looking at that recently. Let's pull up Macari. I gotta save search. I think it's around 100.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
But
No,
also
it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
I
That's
also
the
gotta-
cheapest part of getting into GameCube game collecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, my
You're not
GameCube
wrong.
in like 2012, 2011 was like $50 for my dad, which I'm sure is about the same price my mom paid for a GBA SP back in 2004.
Yeah, the GameCube's like the new Sega Saturn. Like the console is cheap to get, but you are going to pay out the ass for games for it.
For the games. Yeah. Can confirm. I mentioned the whole Shadow the Hedgehog game. This is one of the worst Sonic games of all time. I paid $60 for it,
But
and
you
that
know
was a
what?
good deal compared to a lot of the other listings.
But you know what? You lived and you learned.
That's the
That's
wrong game.
And you
That's-
are all of you.
Okay, there you go.
That's the right one.
And I will never turn back either.
Yeah.
Just
But-
open your heart to the game price, Neal.
Not to those prices.
Yeah. I don't know
That's
how
what our
many
corporate overlords want us to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other GameCube games are like this. The Chase ones, at least, maybe. I kept finding listings for Shadow the Hedgehog on discs that do not work, but it would still be like, I'm looking at one $40 here.
Hey,
Yeah.
For a broken.
why are you paying $40 for a drink coaster?
Yeah.
Why?
they're like- Well, you can use it as a display copy. It's like
you can use it as a drink coaster.
that too.
If
Like,
I'm gonna
In fact,
buy,
GameCube discs, they're small enough they'll fit in the cup holders of your car.
they're
So you can use them as the you get those little cup holder
Mhm.
coasters that you can get that are getting popular now. It's like you
Yeah.
just use a couple broken GameCube discs.
you really could.
There are some reasonable priced broken discs too, like $5 or $10. That I might consider, so I can record a video of myself shredding one or something like that. But, but yeah, no. The GameCube prices are out of
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
The good ones too, like Adventure 1 and Adventure 2, are like $100 or a little less, both of them. I've been looking at
Yeah,
Need for
that's-
Speed Most Wanted. That one goes between like 20 and 50.
Yeah, that's why I just flat out refuse to buy GameCube games. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you have
like-
access to PS2, correct?
well, yes, but like, where was I going with this? Like obviously, I've spent exorbitant amounts of money on retro games.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I have Chrono Trigger, I have Earthbound, I have expensive RPG for the Super Nintendo. I probably have it if it released in North America.
Yeah.
But like as far as the GameCube goes, I don't own any physical GameCube games.
Wow.
And if I were to start, I would be like the barrier for entry now is just so great that it's like if I want to play a GameCube game, I'll
Okay, I
just
see.
burn like my GameCube is modded so it will read backup discs. So I'll just burn a copy of a game onto a mini DVD and play it
Yeah.
if I want like the authentic physical GameCube gaming experience.
Yeah.
Like I still prefer doing that toward like over emulating them too. Like even though GameCube emulation is very good now in
Yeah.
most
Mhm.
cases, like and has been for a long time thanks to Dolphin. It's like I like that I can still put a physical disc in my GameCube and play it that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like even if it's
Like-
not like a legitimate copy of the game, it still feels right playing it on that thing.
Like it's one thing paying $300 for a copy of Mega Man X3. It's another paying $300 for a copy of Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 plus.
Right. Yeah, and that was a thing I had in my head about both Shadow and when I bought Heroes. Heroes was much more reasonable because like both of those games have PS2 versions. I don't have access to a PS2. I didn't buy that kind of PS3. So like I am over here looking at Shadow on PS2, and it's running about 50. Well, no, 40 to 50, way more reasonable.
Yeah.
But that's because they produced more of them because it was the PS2 and not the GameCube. And that's part of that barrier to entry is the
Scarcity.
Yep.
scarcity.
I just remembered I also have a PlayStation 2, but I keep forgetting to buy all the cables for it.
Don't you have a PS3 that's backwards compatible?
I do, but I also have a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I just keep forgetting to buy all the cables for it.
HDMI cables aren't backwards compatible to the PS2.
Yeah.
The regular AV cables are. So if
Yeah.
you really wanted to, you could play your PlayStation 3 using an RF modulator. That sounds like something I would do if I had a PS3.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, the PS3 does support standard output still because it was that era.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
And honestly, with the way some of those games look on modern TVs, and I don't even have a very modern TV. My TV's probably at least 10 years old. It's still 10, but it's 1080p, and PlayStation 3 games only went up to 720 until the very, very end when 1080 got popular.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if they ever went up to 1080p on the PlayStation 3. But yeah, so 720p, even my TV that's just a 1080p display, that is kind of fuzzy, which is why I was so happy that they announced the remaster for Tales of Xillia that's coming out later this year. Because I also have it on PlayStation 3. That's how I played through it when I played through it for the first time last year. And I mean, it's still a great game and holds up incredibly well, but it was kind of hard to look at sometimes just because it didn't look bad. It just looked blurry.
According to Google, it sounds like it did do 1080p, but maybe not with that original model. I want to say mine does 1080p.
Yeah, but do the games support 1080p?
Oh,
the console supporting it and the games supporting it are entirely different things.
Two different things. Some did probably, because I'm my PS3 copy of Generations looks super good.
Yeah. Yeah, so it could be just certain games supported, more toward the end
admittedly,
of the lifespan.
I imagine your TV, Colin, is bigger than mine because I have a relatively small TV.
Quite large. I think it's a 50. I think it's a 55-inch LG.
Yeah, okay. Ours is, I don't know, 28, 27, something like that.
Yeah, very it's small. Quite large.
I've got this glorious 32-inch CRT TV behind me.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person that doesn't really need a huge TV.
I know, but it solves all of the blur problems of consoles of that generation.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to when I have space to actually use that CRT that was donated to me from your parents.
Yeah.
It's still sitting in the garage. It's just waiting. I want to use it so bad, but I don't have room. One day.
Yeah.
One day I'll have my retro game station. That's going to be a good day.
One day I will too, again. I've got a second daughter now, so the office is going to have
game room.
But yeah, the office is going to have to move again. Because it's going to be weird for one of them if they have to share a room that has a closet door adjacent to our bedroom, because we have a Jack and Jill closet between our sort of nursery room and master bedroom. So, yeah, the office is going to become kids' bedroom number 2, and either the office and retro gaming station moves downstairs, or it moves into the nursery room when we're done with it. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's a hard hallway to move things through. We had a hell of a time getting our old mattress out of the bedroom when we got our new king size.
Yeah. It's a very narrow hallway.
Yep.
I mean, as hallways tend to be, but
yeah.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yep.
Retro gaming prices also bug me.
Yeah. I mean, that is another scarcity thing, is as the
Mhm.
years go by, they do become harder to get a hold of.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot better modern alternatives than there was, say, like 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, with the advent of all of the EverDrives for all of the classic consoles, uh, really kind of saved that for people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, back when I was in high school, like, you had to either buy the game or you had to hope for a restock on the like NES Power Pack cartridge to be able to put them on a compact flash card in order to play ROMs or downloaded ROMs on your NES. And I think the Super Power Pack might have existed, but I also never could find it in stock on stores that sold it. But yeah, now there's there's EverDrive for the NES, there's Super EverDrive, there's the Mega EverDrive, the EverDrive for the N64. Many other cartridge-based consoles have them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can. It's weird, but you can find like copies of Mother 3 online on EA with the translation and everything.
Yeah, I wish like reproduction carts were something that more than just like the sort of retro games gray market would pick up on, because
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've mentioned this before, like vinyls, but for old video game consoles.
yeah, like I would have no problem paying, or yeah, I would happily pay like a official or for a officially reissued version of like Earthbound or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, $80 there. That would be
Yeah.
less upsetting, honestly.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, here's a Super Nintendo cartridge. It released by Nintendo. It's got Earthbound on it.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I'll take a reissue.
It's like it's always dubious.
Yeah.
Like in Magic, they say, "Oh, we're not affected by the secondary market," but they definitely print
Yeah.
Lies.
lies.
Yeah.
But you can use the same logic that Wizards should be going by of like they're not
Yeah,
losing money with these retro games, being high priced.
If
Or
they
they're not
weren't
gaining.
influenced by the secondhand market, they wouldn't have reprinted Tarmogoyf at Mythic for like 3 Modern Masters sets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, to some degree, like the GameCube is definitely a perfect game era to like have remakes, such as the Thousand Year Door remake.
Yeah.
It's like this is getting new enough to the point where it will look very good scaled up.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of the same thing with like N64 and PlayStation 1 era stuff. It's like,
Yeah, we had the Crash and the Spyro
yeah.
trilogies.
Yeah. The early 3D consoles, like the PlayStation and the N64, honestly, even the generation after that with the GameCube and the PS2 and the original Xbox, like some of the 3D graphics in those games kind of aged like milk and definitely warrant remakes or remasters.
Right.
It's a lot harder to come up with that for like the Super Nintendo era, in my opinion, because like the pixel graphic styling's just kind of a timeless thing. Like we've seen how much the indie game scene sort of embraces that.
Yeah, definitely of the GameCube and PS1 era, the things that did look good were the cel shaded things, the Jet Set Radios and Okami and all that. But other than that, mostly don't look great.
But now we have a bunch of indie games that are embracing that classic look, though.
Yeah,
like
right.
they're there are indie games out there that are intentionally trying to recreate the Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1 graphic styles, and it's kind of cool to see
It
and
is.
nostalgic in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, low
There was-
polygon to count. But that's like we're doing this and specifically going for
Yeah.
like this isn't
It's
this is
Not a limitation of hardware type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stylistic choice, and it's not because
Yes.
we have the smallest texture cache of any console on the market, so our
Yes.
textures look like mud Nintendo 64 games.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
yeah, like
recently I saw this this new indie game that's coming out that's basically an homage to the original Metal Gear Solid, and it's in the
oh,
original Metal Gear Solid graphic style, and it looks
Nice.
amazing. It looks so good. But I say it's in the original Metal Gear Solid graphic style, but it's more like the original Metal Gear Solid on PC graphic style that got Kojima all upset because it looked better than PlayStation, so he told them to make it look like crap like the PlayStation version.
Oh, so
But-
it looks a bit like H-Rot.
So this new game looks like more like the PC version of Metal Gear Solid before Kojima got his hands on it. It looks really good. I forgot the name and I forgot when it's coming out, but I want to play it.
but yeah, no, you're right about the 3D games. Penny's Big Breakaway just came to me. That one also looks like from the N64, but it is so much more polished. And I mean, we have similar things going on with pixel graphics. I mean, actually, we've talked about Celeste. Celeste doesn't adhere to the rules as hard as some other games try to do, like Shovel Knight. But yeah,
I don't necessarily know that it needs to perfectly adhere to
right.
like that
Yeah.
sort of rules, though.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it described like Shovel Knight is attempting to be as close to an NES game as possible, whereas like Celeste is what you remember pixelated games looking like when you played them as a kid.
Fair. I got NES games at home.
Going back to remakes and remasters, those definitely when like an older game that's much beloved isn't as polished as it should have been. I'm looking at Sonic here, but like Sonic Adventure, I don't know, Twilight Princess. What are some of the games that like were good at the time and well received, but looking back, it's kind of like, this is kind of janky.
Yeah.
Glover, I didn't have that. But yeah, like Glover or something. That would be cool to have a re-release of that, but probably it would need to be like fixed up quite a bit more for it to be a good game.
Probably.
Whereas
I remember
something like
enjoying that game quite a bit on the N64, but it's
right,
also been,
but
let's see, what is it? 2025? Yeah, it's probably been like 15, 20 years since I played it last.
right. And if you booted up that game, you were probably like, "Ew, this isn't as good as I thought it was."
We'll probably be like, ew, I'm booting up a game on my N64.
Like yeah,
This isn't the Super Nintendo.
Ratchet and Clank comes to mind. I remember the multiplayer of that game being super awesome. And then we played it a few months back at Magic Night. And I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. But
Yeah.
I remember it being a lot better, which, yeah.
Yep.
But I would love a remake of those original 3 Ratchet games, especially if 3 came with like a really upgraded version of the multiplayer. That would be sweet. But then this kind of gets into like, then it has to be more, it's a bigger development cycle because you're building a new game basically. Whereas like just copying Wind Waker to the Wii U was pretty simple.
Yeah.
You didn't have to change a lot because it was a good game.
Yeah.
Is that still trapped on the Wii U, Wind Waker? I mean,
Yeah,
obviously it's on the GameCube.
That would be the last time it was released, I think, was Wind Waker HD on the Wii U.
Woof. Feel bad for the games trapped on the Wii U still.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, games are expensive, and it
Games
sucks.
are expensive.
Yeah. I never really actually got a chance to touch on the $80 thing myself. That's where like $70 I was willing to give them the benefit of the doubt for $70 because up to that point games had cost $60 for well over a decade. Things have changed a lot over the last decade economically and just everything. Like
Yeah.
a lot has changed and since since they went from $50 to $60, a lot has changed. So I was like, $70 sucks, but at the end of the day, it's $10. And game prices have not gone up in a very long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay,
Right.
$80 now. Like completely detached from how recently the $70 price tag went. Like from when the $70 price increase happened and stuff. For me, it's like $80, I think, is where I finally draw the line with new games.
Yeah. I think B-Man said that.
Yeah.
Like that's like I was willing to pay the 70 and I have on so many occasions, plus I always got a chuckle out of the price and sales tax in our state on $70 games.
That's right.
Because they're not $70, they are $69.99. In our state, we have a 6% sales tax, which on a $69 game equates to $4.20.
69.
So your $70 game in our state is $69.420, and I always got a chuckle out of that. It's like, okay, you know what?
Yep.
My mantra is do it for the memes, and this is as meme as you get. So
69, 420, and then Mountain Dew and Doritos, and that's a recipe for gamer.
Yeah, so like it's like the $70 thing. It was admittedly it was overdue, and like while I'm not out here advocating for the greedy companies that are mostly responsible for it getting to the point where it had to go up like that. I mean, for the industry as a whole to continue with games being more technologically advanced than ever, it's like something had to budge a little bit. But now we're at this $80 point, and I don't think they had to budge this much again so recently, like so soon after the last one. It's been 5 years.
And I think it's going to turn off a lot of people. Like,
it turned me off.
I think if they had said instead of 80, 75, people would have still been mad, but it would have turned off a lot less people.
But that's not divisible by 10.
That's true, but it's also a nice round number at the same time because it's a third of 100 or 3/4 of 100.
Not divisible by 10. But like like I said, like $80 is kind of where it's got even me being like, I don't know if I will buy an $80 game at launch unless it's a very, very specific game from a very, very specific franchise. Like I'll probably pay $80 day one for the next Final Fantasy game when that comes out, but that's Final Fantasy. This is me we are talking about, but I am not going to spend $80 on just whatever random game that comes out. Like I'm like this is the point where even I'm like, I'm done with day one games, barring exceptions like Final Fantasy, and I'm waiting for sales now. It's like I will not pay, with exceptions. I have to clarify that. But I will not pay $80 for a new game. Like that's too close to $100 to me. Once the sales tax calculates in, we're at like $85.
Yeah.
And then you're just a hop and a skip to 100. No, that's it's less so that the game is $80 and more so that the game is within spitting distance of $100
100.
being the
Yeah.
baseline for
Yeah.
all new
Mhm.
games. It's like no, that's where I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. And like with my kind of a side tangent, but like with all of the back and forth going to like almost an hour away to see my daughter in the NICU on a daily basis, I kind of got out of gaming a bit and got back into Rubik's cubing, and like that's turned into the cheaper hobby somehow.
Before child began, there was the cube.
Yes, because I got into cubing back in high school. That was a very long time ago.
Ha, ha.
Oh, that hurts to say.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, like, you know, depending on what kind of puzzle you're getting, it's like $15-$20 a puzzle, which is significantly cheaper than $80 a game plus tax.
Yep.
Mhm. Well, I do want to bring up what Jazzy was talking about of like indie games being super reasonable. Silk Song obviously is the big thing that came out.
$20 game of the year.
Yep.
$20 for the game of the year. Yeah, that's
It's-
wild.
Yeah.
And then
It's
like
cheap enough that the piracy crowd is like telling each other, no, you should buy this. It's worth it.
well, you
Right.
should buy it also because it's an indie game. If you're pirating indie games, you're worse than the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
But also
Hurt the
Expedition
big
33.
corporations. Yeah, hurt the
$50.
big corporations that put us in this position, not
Yeah.
the indie game developers keeping us afloat.
Yeah, but like Expedition 33, $50. A team of 30, I think literally 33 people made this game. $50.
Mhm. Yep.
Game of the year. Like
Yep.
we are at a point this year where our two front runners for game of the year cost $50 and $20, and both of them were made by small teams on a limited budget.
Mm-hmm.
So balls in your court, AAA studios.
Yeah.
Like
Right. Yeah. I feel like these games that are coming out for $80, people are going to be waiting for sales online if it's digital, since game key cards might as well not bother with that. Get it digital.
yeah.
Just wait for a sale, and it'll probably be way cheaper than what it is on the store front. And that is one nice thing about digital is the sales, especially on Steam. Steam is much better than
Like there's just as many, if not more, sales on physical games. Like you should see like some of what I paid for some of the games that I get off of Amazon at times. Like I just got Tales of Graces F remastered for my PS5.
You have a very good point.
I paid $20 for that game.
Right. Yeah.
When I bought Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles 1 earlier this year, I paid $20 for that game.
Yeah, I think I paid like $30 for my copy of Sonic X Shadow Generations, and that was at a Best Buy.
It's like they both have sales, but I almost feel like physical gaming has the better sales, honestly. Like there's times when I look at like Steam sales and stuff, I'm just like, you really like 25% off, that's the best you can do, and then I go on Amazon and it's 30% off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you to a point. I do find the issue with finding physical games on sale is availability.
Yes.
Like the digital storefront
Sometimes.
is always there.
Yes.
But then, okay, making a point against my own point, the sales aren't always there. Whereas like physical copies, it's usually marked down permanently because it's not selling.
Yeah, and like some retailers and stuff will just do their own sales whenever, like an anniversary sale for that particular business and stuff. They'll do a sale and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like Video Games Plus is still one of the best physical retailers out there, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Like their sales are insane.
Mhm.
They essentially don't charge anything to ship to the United States from Canada.
I know they
Like-
have been having issues currently because
Yeah, with current
Yeah.
things going on, but they're one of the good
They're-
ones that are
yes.
absorbing most, if not all, of the additional costs that's imposed on them right now.
Mm-hmm. Instead of the PS5 being like, no, we're gonna ratchet up our
Yeah,
older console.
gamers
Yeah.
will pay it.
Yeah. And
No.
it's not even for the PS5 Pro. It's for the regular one.
Yeah.
Pro got a hike too, of course, because
Yeah.
you gotta be
Yeah.
thorough.
Right. You got to
You know,
bump
one
them
goes up,
all
they all
up,
gotta go.
but-
Yeah, it's only fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sad thing was like PS5 probably was never gonna buy one, but it was like it plays PS5 and PS4. That is nice.
Yeah.
It is a great console.
Yeah. It's just
Can
that
I
sticker.
recommend spending $550 and then
more than you paid in a bathroom?
yes, much more than I paid in the bathroom. Actually, no, it's only $50 more than I paid in the bathroom, but still, it's $50 more when it should be less 5
Uh-huh.
years later. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, game prices suck. The
This has
end.
been a kind of
Yeah.
negative episode.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, I think we've been a bit overdue for a ranty episode like this.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I've been too
so there we
happy.
go.
So
So there we go. We've fulfilled the need for a ranty episode. Yeah. Link to the Past time.
hey, want to talk about a console?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today is the 9th of September,
9-9.
2025. 9, 9, 9, 9.
Hi.
Nine.
So yeah, something released 26 years ago today.
In 1999.
In 1999. They wanted to party, but, well, they tried. The Sega Dreamcast is 26
Yeah.
today. Notably a console that was ahead of its time and
Mhm.
plagued by poor decision making
Yep.
from
It's
Sega's leadership.
Simultaneously
Sega.
ahead of its time and behind the times.
Yeah.
Sega is notorious for only making one good marketing decision, and that was Sonic against Mario to sell the Genesis. Everything else, hardware-wise, was a mistake.
Yep. Yeah. The Dreamcast was cool, but
It was.
Lucas, you have
Yeah.
one, right?
I do.
Hmm.
And I've got Phantasy Star Online for it.
What do you know?
oh, you do?
Why isn't that surprising?
Yeah. I've got version 1 and version 2, actually.
Oh my god.
Whoa, I can't
I-
believe it.
I actually own
Wow.
most of the versions of Phantasy Star Online.
Inconceivable.
I don't have a copy of the Japanese version 2 PC version, and I don't have
Hmm.
a physical copy of Blue Burst, but
Shame. Fake fan. You don't even have the version of the game in the language you can't read.
yeah.
Fake fan. I have Japanese copies of Final Fantasy 1 and 2.
Yeah. Wait, what?
And
you have Japanese Final
actually-
Fantasy 1 on.
Actually, I have Japanese copies of Final Fantasy 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Huh?
Yeah.
What versions are these?
I got the Wonder Swan color versions of
Oh,
1
yeah.
and 2.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
then I got the Japanese PlayStation copies of 4, 5, and 6 because that disc art is hella
That's
cool.
right.
I literally bought them for just to be as display pieces for the disc art because the disc art, it's got the Amano illustrations on it and they look amazing.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah. Get on my level, you fake fan. Anyway, yeah, but like the Dreamcast was cool.
What?
It had some good games on it, and then the PlayStation 2 was like, hold our beer.
Yeah.
Hey, have you heard of this new technology called a DVD? Hey, did you know our console that plays video games? Did you know it plays movies too?
Did you know it's better than
Did
a
you-
lot of the other DVD
Did
players
you
out
know?
there?
Did you know that you could get it? It's cheaper than most DVD players that
Yeah.
only play DVDs. But ours plays video games too. Did you know that? Isn't that cool? Don't you want one? What's a Dreamcast? Well, what's a GD-ROM? What's that do? It just plays video games. Why do you only have one thumbstick? What's that all about? We got two. We're symmetrical. Hey, did you know we play movies
Yeah. Well, we
and
can
games?
we can play mill CDs for karaoke lyrics. Pay no attention to the copy protection exploit that lets you play burned Dreamcast discs through that. But
Oh god,
it works. I tried it out. I have a
I never got it to work in mine.
I have a burned disc of Guilty Gear X somewhere that I was able to get that to work with.
See, I had a Dreamcast briefly back like after we moved into our apartment. I had one briefly. I had a copy of Sonic Adventure with it. And it was, according to what I had read online, the serial number should have been one of the ones that were able to be exploited like that. I could never get a burn disk to work in that thing. So I gave up and then eventually traded it back in because I wasn't using it. But yeah, RIP Dreamcast, you're still in all of our hearts, even though you didn't really go very far.
Yeah.
You're still cool in our hearts.
Yep. You had Phantasy Star Online on you.
That's all that matters.
Yep.
You know what the PlayStation 2 didn't do?
Have
Play
Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah, didn't play Phantasy Star Online. So you know what's funny?
It had Phantasy Star Universe, but that's not as cool.
You know what's funny is like PSO was also ported to the GameCube and the Xbox, but not the PlayStation 2. And I gotta wonder if that was just out of spite.
Maybe.
I gotta wonder if that was just out of spite because there was. I mean, the PlayStation 2 could not do on like you had to buy a separate modem for it to connect to the internet, where the Xbox had one built in, and I think did the GameCube version of the game come with a modem?
No. Yeah, the modem and broadband adapters were separate accessories for the GameCube.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. There was a similar accessory for the PlayStation 2. So again,
even
I
better
gotta wonder
accessory that added a hard drive expansion as well.
Again, I gotta wonder if PS2 not having PSO was just out of spite.
I feel like Sega was more pally with Nintendo and the GameCube initially.
Yeah,
with those re-releases, so probably spite. I mean,
and then also the Xbox thing. Microsoft assisted a lot in the development of the Dreamcast.
Yes.
And actually, I think because the Xbox controller was basically based. I forget if this is a chicken or the egg thing. I forget the exact order of it, but either the Xbox controller is based off of the Dreamcast, or the Dreamcast controller was based off of the Xbox controller prototypes that they were working on. But the Sega and Microsoft worked together on the development of the controllers for the Dreamcast and the Xbox.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm pretty sure
that would explain like PSO going to Xbox, whereas Sega had no such relationship with Sony at the time, and the added thing of the PlayStation 2 killed the Dreamcast.
Right.
I mean, Sega killed the Dreamcast, but the PlayStation 2 killed the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm just gonna say I'm 90% positive that the reason the buttons are flipped on the Dreamcast compared to the SNES it is very much out of spec for Nintendo.
Yeah.
That at least was on Nintendo, but yeah, then the PlayStation 2 came along. I'm like, all right, Nintendo, here's our good sign. You can have these, and nobody else can have.
Yeah.
They'll get the crappy ones later on down the line. You start making
Yeah.
bad games.
Hey, Nintendo, we know we've had our differences, but what if Sonic and Mario are friends actually? What maybe one day they'll go to the Olympics together.
Yes.
Why is that the only thing that they've been in together? I don't understand. There's so much room for opportunities of cool gameplay,
Or
and
like
they're like,
Super Smash
sports, boring sports. Sorry, Olympic fans. I shouldn't say that.
Anyway, yeah, Dreamcast. It was pretty cool until it died. But then it was still cool. It just died. It was yeah. Anyway, that's the end of episode 80.
This has been one of the most off the rails episodes we've had in quite a long
This has
time.
been an episode of all time. You're welcome. And now we're at the end of that episode. Lucas, where can you be found outside the podcast?
Find me on Linktree at linktr.ee/Karn_evil_999. Got links to follow me on Blue Sky, Twitter, I guess. Subscribe to YouTube, where I upload long plays of the games we talk about in our That One Game series of episodes. I've got a couple pending for you. Those should be up sometime around the time that the episodes release. Add me on Steam if you want to see what games I'm playing, or maybe even join in. And of course, links to catch up on our back catalog of podcast episodes and join the podcast's Discord server. That's all available at linktr.ee/Karn_evil_999.
And where can Neal be found?
Also in the trees, linktr.ee/VMK9. You can find links there to podcast stuff as well. My Twitter and my YouTube, and then also a link to my Twitch channel where I stream Minecraft every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/VMK89. We just had a kind of a weird set of episodes these past couple weeks because Labor Day, and then we did a special episode fighting the weather. But go check those out on my VODs and check out our streams on Monday. Colin, are your links also in the trees?
They are. How'd you know?
I don't know. Good you guess.
Anyway, you can find me on linktr.ee/delicious morsels. That's where all my links are at. So go check out my links, like my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@deliciousmorselsmusic, where you can find all of my music. A couple weeks ago, I released my second cover from Green Day's American Idiot album. This time I did Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. You can go check it out on my YouTube channel. And then there's also links to my Blue Sky and other sorts of stuff in the trees. That's linktr.ee/delicious morsels. And as always, if you liked what you heard here today, please be sure to hit the subscribe button where that's an option. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because I hear they like that stuff. Hit the like button if that's a thing, and feel free to share this episode with a friend because we're going to be back in a couple weeks with another episode. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember, play for the cows, stay for the bear. Wait.
Hey. I like saying that.
Okay, you can say it.
Play for the cows.
Remember. Wait.
Oh.
Try again. Okay. And this is staying in the episode. Anyway.
I said it.
Remember.
Play for the cows.
Stay for the bears.
Farewell.
Waka waka.
How do I get Craig out of here?
Get out of here, Craig.
Bye.